Hey, welcome everybody to Bridging the Seen and Unseen. I am your host. I am Shane McLain, and this is the wonderful Gwen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Too blessed to be stressed, really.
There you go.
And plus, she's sitting right over there. We all know how that goes. So,
So fun.
makes me nervous, man, because she may be able to throw something at me from there. Uh, but how have you been this week?
I'm pretty good. Busy as always, but pretty good. And I'm excited about tonight because the last
Yeah,
time we had this lady on the network, I missed it, and I was like, "Dang it!" Because she did something for me, and she didn't even know me. She had never seen me on screen, and it was amazing. And I was like, "I have to talk to this lady." So when she
that's
said,
awesome.
"I
That's
know,"
awesome.
so
And I
I'm
mean, like, she had never seen you or anything. Like,
no. Oh, we
wow,
messaged. I did the thing where if somebody's coming on the show, I always do a message and tell them who I am, and I kind of look them up just a little bit and get their info and make the ad. And I told her I was excited about her coming, and the next thing I know, she's reading me, and I'm like, "Whew,
that's
okay."
awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, guys, we've been doing a little drive here where we've had mediums on, intuitives, things like that, so we
Yep.
could just get a good understanding of who they are, what they're about, because a lot of times, being in ministry, we don't get that chance. We don't get that chance to really to have communication with people like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoy it. I've enjoyed everybody that we've had. We're going to continue that tonight. And if JC Crowgirl is ready, let's
She
bring
is.
her on.
All right, here we go.
Hey y'all.
Hey,
I
Glad
was
to be
bragging
here.
on you a little bit.
Where are you?
hey,
You telling them all my secrets?
No, I told him that I had did my little intro where I always just say, "Hey, this is we're gonna do. Glad you're coming on the show and all." And I said, "She read me. She'd never seen me, and she read me." And I was like, "That's the way you did was just amazing. Honestly, it was amazing."
that's awesome. Y'all had never met before?
No, I'd never
Yeah.
met her. All I knew was she was a friend of Blaine's, and he wanted me to meet her, and so yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's
And
amazing. Well, welcome to the show.
thanks.
I'm glad to have you on. I'm Shane.
I'm Jenny.
Um,
JC.
nice to meet you too. We always start the show out. This is a really organic show. It's really laid back. It's not like an interview. It's like we're sitting on a couch, just kind of having a conversation. But
Okay.
if you don't mind, if you could just start out by telling everybody who you are and a little bit about yourself and what you do.
My name is JC Crowgirl. I was born with the gift of sight. I didn't have a lot of support with it growing up, but it was nothing that I asked for. It was just how I was born. So from the time I was young, I could see spirits, and that's why I'm a speed reader to this day. I'm this little girl, and I'm opening my eyes, and I'm seeing people at the foot of my bed, and I don't understand who they are, what's
Mm.
going on. So I would literally throw my covers over my head and my little flashlight and read my book and ignore them because
Mm-hmm.
that's all I
Does
knew to
that
do.
work? Does that work?
I didn't know what I was doing then, but at that time, what I was doing was I was blocking them. I was putting my bubble, my blanket, and my flashlight were my bubble. Now,
Mm-hmm.
as I got older and learned more about spiritual defense, I learned how to put up my own walls or blocking if I needed to, take them down to
Boundaries.
people. Yeah, boundaries.
We
And
call it shielding.
yeah, shielding. Yeah. I don't know all the technical terms. Like the first time I ever went on an investigation, I used to go to people's houses with a notepad and a pendulum and trying to help people. And so the first time I went out with an actual investigative group
Mm-hmm.
and actually had, the digital cameras and the readers and the scan blocks and all that. I didn't know what those were. The Book of the Dead, never heard of it. I had always just communicated one-on-one with spirits. So it blew my mind to have that sort of
You
validation.
are the equipment.
Yes, I was the equipment, and I was used to going into dark places by myself, and then when I joined the group, I usually went in dark places first with the guys behind me. But
That's me. I'm like, let's go.
2 Marines behind me. You ladies first. Oh, you didn't say that when we were carrying the camera.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, yeah. Thanks for the warning, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But your name, JC Crowgirl. I mean, and I was wondering, do you have like Native American influence?
Yeah, I have Native American background on my grandfather's side, but I've always felt connected with the Native Americans. The first time I ever went to a powwow and stepped in the middle of a drum circle,
Ooh.
I thought my heart was going to burst out of my chest. Like I felt like a deep belonging, So I
Really?
knew, yeah. And JC is both my grandmother's names. I was named after both grandmothers, so.
That's very cool. Very cool. Yeah.
And I read with animal medicine cards. Now, if you don't know a lot about medicine cards, they are more of a very direct. They don't sugarcoat anything, but they're a very direct way of how animal spirits support us. So whether it be a crow or a panther or a dog or a cat, and each animal brings a spiritual support of some sort. And when I pull cards, if something pulls and it's upside down, that's something that's an imbalance in your life. And the medicine cards will actually help me to help you to rebalance the areas in your life that need balancing. And at the same token, sometimes I'll pull them and they'll all be, face up, which just means that they're here to support you and to show you, you're on the right track and we're here with you.
I think that was my mom. That's my mom. She's watching.
Jesse, I don't know if you can see it or not, but Shane cannot. You guys, I'm sorry, I'm about as red as an apple because it's warm in here. This is the house under construction, under repair. And I came over here because we had company over there. Okay. So it says, can she talk to spirits?
Yes, I can communicate. Now, I'm more of a seer than a hearer, but they don't communicate with me with words. They communicate with me mentally in flashes, in pictures, in
JC, give them an example. Tell them what you saw for me. I think that might help.
Is it like a premonition almost?
Sometimes it's almost like a thought you didn't think. Does that make sense? A thought comes into your head that you personally didn't think. You're like, I wasn't even thinking of that, and it's a flash that comes in my head, right. And whether it's the animal spirits, the people on the other side, or people that are living that I connect with, that happens just as much. But it's always to help someone. That's why I feel I'm here. My gifts are not for me. I've never taken a dime for my gifts. I go and I help people as much as I can. With Gwen, I was talking to her about the cards. She was asking me about the animal medicine cards, and about the same time she was asking me, I'm like, well, what animal do you connect with? And before she could answer, I already knew. Yep. I said cat. I see a cat. I said, I don't know if it's a big cat or a little cat, but there's a cat here. And I said, and this cat is rubbing against my leg. Like, this cat wants me to tell you that it is here. And then she, in turn, sends me a picture of the cat she just lost. That was basically her familiar. Yeah. Familiar. Very close, very connected, still close, still connected.
Still sleeps on my chest at night sometimes. Yep.
Still sassy. Like, she made sure that I told Gwen that she was here. And I thought that was so adorable.
That's amazing. I've never heard of those cards that you were talking. Do they all have like different meanings behind them also?
Different animals come and teach you different things. In fact, I pulled some cards before I came on, and I pulled them for you, Shane.
Oh.
Awesome.
And I'd like to to kind of go
Go
over
ahead.
a little bit, if you don't mind. If you want to brave it,
Well, I'm pretty difficult to read. I really am difficult to read, and that's it. This is interesting.
I give no credit to myself. This is the animals coming through for you. It's about you, for you. Has nothing to do with me. I'm the messenger. Don't shoot me, okay?
What animal do you see?
Well, I'll show you. The first card that came up was the hawk. Okay. And the hawk, I feel like it's coming forth for you to say, it's kind of a two sides of a flip coin. You've got some celebration stuff coming up, some events coming up, some positive things coming up, but it's also like, keep a wide view of your immediate surroundings. You know how like an eagle soars above things to get a better vantage point? Make sure you're always keeping an eye on and trying to keep a wide vantage point of what's going on, so you don't become tunnel vision. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
And the next one was the panther, and I'll show you. And the panther is, you worry a lot. And it's about conquering your inner fears that you don't like to show anybody, and you never do. You're highly independent. And it's about, don't let those fears stand in your way, because your gift and your talents are worthy. You're very worthy, and you're here, and you're placed here for a reason. And I absolutely believe that. And I think that sometimes, I call them little demons, will try to twist that in your head. But don't let that happen. The Black Panther is saying that you have more strength than you think.
Wow.
Ever.
Yeah. I really don't like the whole worrying, you know, and like, I really honestly don't try, but you know, there's always that side of me to where it's like, what if?
We're all human. We're all human. We all second guess ourselves. I can look at someone and say, oh, wow, they have such a gift. They're such a powerful psychic. But when it comes to me, like even when I went on an investigation with Blaine one time, and he's telling me, tell them what you see. And I was hesitant to say it because I didn't have the confidence at that time to just blurt out what I was seeing. You know what I mean? And he's like, just say it, you know? So Blaine helped me a lot to just go forward, have the guts to just be who you are. This is the next card I pulled for you was Lynx. And that's in cohorts with the rest of these cards. It's about grasping your own personal connection, your own personal power. You have it. Don't stand in your own way. And then the last one is the hawk. Okay. And that is about, again, gathering courage to soar above your problems, gathering courage to soar higher and to commit to the gifts that you have. So I see a theme, you know, keep doing what you're doing. You know, don't doubt yourself. And all these animals are here behind your back saying, we're here too. You're not alone.
Awesome. That's awesome. I've never had anything like that before, you know, and like I said, I'm in ministry. I'm a Knights Templar, you know, and so the past, you know, 7-8 weeks, you know, we've had mediums on, and like last week, my wife, she had one connect with her mother, and she's waited how many 14 years for somebody just to, and the thing is, she knew nothing, and she was drawing, and she held up, and it looked like she was trying to draw my wife's mom. And she came through, and I mean, like I mean, even down to where she was like, oh, she wants me to let you know that she doesn't have to wear her glasses anymore. And my wife's got her ashes over there, and the one thing that's in that ashes box is her glasses.
And she's about your mom taking me under her.
Yeah, and how my mom took my wife under her wing, and she was real happy about that too.
That's amazing. That's always good to hear, to get that affirmation, affirmation to your connection to those that love you on the other side. And isn't it nice that they can come in and spiritually support us
Mhm.
where we're at?
It is. It is. Well, I appreciate that too. I appreciate you doing that. Now, do you just get these feelings like
Sometimes I could go into Walmart sometimes and wash my hands and walk out having a full conversation with somebody because I was told to tell them something.
Mm-hmm.
oh wow.
And you know, that sounds fun, but it's not always fun.
No, I can imagine. I mean, people are probably like, and you're who?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've had coworkers I've worked with, and I don't dream. I hardly ever dream a dream for myself, but I will dream for other people. So I had a coworker, and she had a twin sister. I'd never met the twin sister. I just met the one that I worked with. And I had the strangest dream about her and her sister, and they were basically having a chili cook-off in the dream, in the kitchen, and they were fighting over who made the best chili for their mother. And I was told to tell her that it doesn't matter who makes the best chili for your mother. According to the dream, it's that you both love her, and she loves you both. And I felt like a fool saying I had a dream about a chili contest. I mean, come on. and when I said that, she just bust out crying. We're in the middle of the store, and she's just pouring tears. Because her and her twin sister had always been connected and were so close, and this stupid rifts were getting in between each other.
Mm.
And that was the affirmation that they needed to hear. Did I know that? No. Was it comfortable going up there and saying that? No.
So how does this JC, how does all this fit into your paranormal view? Like when you're going like to an investigation, because I also work cases too. I have Outer Realms Paranormal, and my wife and I work cases. We work residential cases to where we help. We do everything. We did investigating. We do the cleansing, the clearing, the blessings, even all the way to an exorcism. So we do everything.
That sounds like my past. Before I joined, the paranormal groups, that was me. I was going into private homes, helping cleansing homes, helping try to solve what little mysteries I could help with. The spirits would send me flashes, and I can explain what was going on. For an example, one of the houses, it had a very negative spirit, but it also had a little girl. And every time the little girl appeared, she was doing this. And they couldn't figure out. They're like, why is she always cupping? So I go into the house, and they're following me, and I'm led to this bedroom. And the first thing I'm led to do is sit on the edge of the bed. And that's all I had to do. The wife of the owner of the house, that was the wife, she just starts tearing up. And I looked at her, and she's like, that's exactly where she sits. When I feel her, that's exactly where she sits. And I said, and she's doing this. And she's just still steadily crying. And I said, do you know why she does that? And she's like, no. I said, she had asthma. I said, back then they didn't have inhalers. So she's literally
she's trying to breathe.
Trying to gather a breath, that little girl. And she died of asthma, and she died in the house, and she connected with the woman in the house because, back then they didn't have stories about what happened after you pass on. They didn't know to go to the light. They didn't, a lot of them, they kind of lost, and I did help lead that little girl back to the light, back to her parents.
I mean, was she stuck there? Was that negative energy there, like trying to control what?
It was kind of holding her there.
Yeah.
And the negative energy had nothing to do with the house. It actually had to do with the property, and it was next door to a home that used to be a Hispanic bordello and kept a lot of the local town people's mistresses housed. And the spirit there was strong enough that it took one of her nightgowns and shoved it up down inside the toilet pipe. All the way down inside the toilet pipe. That's how much power that entity had. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was a case I brought in some extra backup because I'm,
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, people don't understand, and that's, when I started this podcast, to bridge the gap between paranormal and clergy.
Yes.
I've studied theology for 30 years. I was a full-time pastor for 3.5 years. I'm in spiritual warfare ministry.
Yes.
And I find it way more beneficial, way more helping people. But people don't realize that not everything is demonic.
No,
And I wish people would stop that, paranormal teams included. Between YouTube, what you see on TV, Hollywood, things like that, everything's demonic. And that's just simply not true. And you can ask anybody that works in spiritual warfare realm, anybody.
Right. You're right.
Out of all the cases that I work, maybe 1% would be demonic.
Exactly. But when you say demon, that's what sells. And a lot of the shows, that's what they're after, is the ratings, the excitement. So, they're going to say, it's just like they say sex sells, so does, I guess, saying something scary, something that would throw fear in someone's heart, instead of saying, hey, let's kind of pick this apart and see what's actually going on before we throw a label on it.
Yeah.
And I very much, I'm all about that.
Yeah. It's so dangerous. There was a case with a woman that had a small child, and she had 2 paranormal teams go in her house and tell her that it was demonically infested. So she was scared, not only for her, but for her child.
Right.
And they were like, well, like, what's going on? Oh, my cabinets will be open, or a coffee cup will slide across the table, or do things like that. And these teams literally went in and told this woman, because a coffee cup moves across the table, that it's a demon. Well, when we got a chance to talk to her, we found out that 6 months earlier, her husband left, and he was on his motorcycle, or early in the morning going to the store or whatever, and he got hit by another vehicle, struck, and he never made it home. So the next time that she saw was a police officer come there, tell him that her husband was deceased. So he didn't have a way to reach out to her, but when he was living, she would go into the kitchen to do dishes and things like that, and he would go by and open up all the cabinets.
Yeah.
So that was literally, it wasn't a demon. It wasn't a bad spirit. It was her husband letting her know, hey, I'm still here with you guys.
Absolutely. I had a private case one time, and it was in the middle of Defuniak Springs, in the middle of the woods. And I went in with the team, and I'd already had a flash of the house. I actually drew the side of the house in a weird window that they had before we even got there. Never been to the place in my life. I couldn't find it by myself if I tried, because I get lost in a dead end road. but we get there, and this woman's welcomes us in. She has her husband and another guy, and it was kind of a weird feeling, but I felt like I really needed to go in there. So I tell the team, let's set up cameras, see if what we can get. And then she shows me where her bedroom is. And I just got this feeling like they need to get out. Like I told my team, I said, you can set up cameras anywhere, but not in this room. I need to talk to her. And I looked at her and I said, okay, there is a little bit of paranormal things going on in this house. I said, but that's not why I'm here. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I said, there's someone here that wants to contact you so much that he made sure we got this connection. And I said, you lost somebody really, really close to you. And I said, and there's a lot of mystery behind it. And you are all still at a mess about this. Like you still can't focus your life because you're such a mess about this. You're trying to move on, but you can't because you don't have the answer. And basically what had happened is the guy was highly depressed and a suicide happened. But he honestly did not mean to pull a trigger. It was kind of like he was out of his mind for a minute. So he didn't intend to commit suicide, but that's what happened. And I had to tell her that, look, because she was so mad. She's like, how could he leave me? He was my soulmate. How could he do that and leave me and leave this world? I was like, honestly, he didn't mean to do that. I said, he struggled with depression. I said, he was out of his mind at that moment. He wasn't trying to leave you. And she just, the whole investigation, I basically just let her cry. It wasn't about getting evidence at that point. It was about helping the lady. It was about
healing is a big part, and if anybody truly wants to help with residentials, then you should know that healing is a huge part, of residentials, because if the person can't heal through what you help them get through, then they may truly never be over it in the first place.
Right. And that's why I feel I'm here. Like, I feel like God sends me to cases that need that they need someone to answer some things, that they need someone to say, it's okay to be human. It's okay to go through things, Yeah. And so, that's my calling. That's my gift. That's why I feel like I was given this gift of discernment. Is to help other people.
Yeah, that's what we call it too. We call like gifts, like with psychic ability, stuff like that. A spirit of discernment. We've got. Oh, my mom had a question, but Angie said my mom had a question.
Now we're in the middle. All right, here we go. She said, "Tell Shane to ask if his stepfather is okay."
Mom, she can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear. Give me a minute. Yes, he's good. He's not where you want him to be, but he's good. Do I need to say more?
Yeah, my mom, she lost my stepdad, and she's been looking for signs, and things like that. Now, granted, she'll see like cardinals and things like that. And
she wants him to be here, but he's still. I said she wants him to be here, like she wants him to be right by her side. It's not where that's where she wants him to be, but he is good, and he does come through. He does come through.
Do you think that he, like, can you tell like how, like maybe something that my mom could be looking for?
She's already seen money on the ground, coins on the ground, like people have dropped their change, but it's in random places that somebody wouldn't drop change, like double nickels.
Bill was big time with change too. He used to keep it up by the counter, and like it would be.
She's already seen that. Ask her. I know she's already seen it.
Mom,
And she looked at it and dismissed it, but she's already seen the change in the weird places.
so mom, you hear that, you know, look for coins, look for things that he had, you know, because he may be trying to just
Like,
kind of let you know that he's still around there with you.
yeah, she'll see it. Like, she'll be walking and she'll see like a couple, it'll be twos in groups of twos. It'll be 2 dimes, 2 nickels, 2 pennies, and it'll be in weird places.
Those two were so extremely close to, you know, because
Maybe
you
that's
know,
why the two peas in a
yeah,
pod.
I think so because like I know that my mother and father divorced when I was like 7 years old.
Ask her,
And then
did he ever use the term 2 peas in a pod?
he is from
Mama?
Georgia.
Ask.
He is from Georgia. Yeah, did he ever say that, Mom?
2 peas in a pod.
I'm waiting. I'll pop it up as soon as she answers.
Yeah. Well, that you know, they were so close together. They you know, my mom and my dad just they just never were good together.
Mm-hmm.
They never were. I mean, it's just my father's on a different planet compared to everybody else.
Right.
And but my mom is like the sweetest person in the world, you know, and you know, like when you're young and you're making promises to your mom that you'll never put your hands, you know, on a woman and you know, stuff like that. You know, I mean, it was just a very, very volatile time.
Mm-hmm.
And but when she finally left him and she's been with one man
Mm-hmm.
for, I mean, what is it, Mom? 40 something years now?
She said, "Sorry, I thought you could hear me." Yes, I did. So he must have answered. It's been 40 years, Karen.
Yeah, it's been like yeah, I mean, they've been together so long. I mean, like, and that's one thing that I was even worried about, you know, because you know, like my stepfather, you know, something happened to him, and then my mother's by herself, and
Right.
and I really wish she wasn't like that, but I am comfortable knowing that they had
She said 30.
probably
35 years.
35 years. They had probably one of the best relationships with one another through ups and downs, good, bad, whatever it was. Those two were thick as thieves, just
Yeah.
like you said. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter if they argued, didn't matter if nothing. I mean, they loved each other and they still do. And so that's the reason why. I know that's why she's asking.
Ask if does she see the money later?
Do you see when you, Mom, Andy wants to know, I don't know how she's, but do you see the change laying around?
She said yes. Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Pod is what. Yeah. Okay.
he would come in from work
Mm-hmm.
and the coffee pot would be to the right hand side.
Mm-hmm.
And he would come in from work and he would take his tape measure, put his tape measure there, empty out his pockets, you know, his knife, his coins, all that stuff, and just kind of put them right there next to the coffee pot. You know, so that has been years that he was doing that.
Did she ever fuss at him about the coins being there?
Oh no, I don't think I've ever heard her fuss at him.
Like, where are the coins? Okay. I see coins. I see coins, like double coins.
No, I did. I yelled at a woman that came in the house one time,
Mm-hmm.
and I caught her stealing my stepdad's coins.
Okay. Okay.
I caught her red-handed.
Yeah.
You know, and then she wanted to see him, and I told my mom, I said, Mom, she was blatantly sitting there trying to steal these coins. I saw her, you know, and then she was like, "Oh, he's lying," and my mom was so livid. She was like, "My son's not gonna lie to me about that." You
Right.
know, because, like, why would I lie about something like that? You
Yeah.
know, you were trying to steal coins.
She was
you
just,
know?
yeah, she didn't want to admit that she was stealing anything.
Right, right, right. So I asked you about your paranormal journey and things like that. Now, did did you have a lot of paranormal experiences when you were growing up, or?
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that I could see them, that they would try to communicate. I didn't understand what was going on. You know, and then when I hit my teenage years, it got worse. I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
if you've ever heard the connection with the hormonal side of a
Mhm.
female and
Oh,
someone that
wow.
has a gift. It's almost like it tripled, and it was a lot to handle. I literally started research for my own sanity, like spiritual protections, things
If
that I
you were going crazy, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And then the rest of it just kind of fell into place because I would run into people and these flashes would happen, and I got to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm just going to say it. And I started saying what I had always just shut up and not said anything about, and every time I did, it helped someone. So I slowly started gaining confidence on these flashes and these communications that I was seeing.
Mm.
For example, I was going property shopping for my in-laws at the time. And he had sent me to go with a realtor to look at properties to narrow them down. And then the top 3 he was going to go personally look at.
Mm.
Well, so I'm sitting in the car with this realtor, and we're driving and we're talking. And she said, she knew that I had a gift. And she said, "Can you tell me, do you pick up anything about my boyfriend?" And I just saw this flash, and I said, well, he's got really dark hair and it kind of comes across his face. I said, he's got hooded eyes. People think he's high all the time. His eyes are so hooded. And I said, he's got either bedroom eyes or hooded eyes. And she's like, yes. And I said, when I saw the flash, he was in a blue suit. I said, not like a business suit, but some sort of bright blue suit. It was strange. And she just said, "Can you pull the car over?" Which freaked me out. And I was like, okay. And she's like, "Jenny, he's a professional scuba diver.
Oh,
His
wow. The
scuba
thing's
diving suit
blue. Yeah, blue and black.
blue and black." Yeah, that's what I saw. And she's like, "Oh, wow." And then it freaked me out because, you know, I was new at, you know, actually having the guts to tell somebody what I saw. So it was affirmation. So stuff like that would happen to the point to where I was like, you know what? It's helping people. I'm gonna keep helping people.
That's amazing. I had the manager from my dialysis unit reach out to us because they know that we do paranormal investigating. You know, we try to help, you know, with people. Well, that Thursday I was in dialysis and I always sit at the very end chair, and you know they had stuck me or whatever, and I closed my eyes and I opened them, and I felt like I was having a panic attack.
Right.
I mean, like a really hard to breathe panic attack. And I finally looked at him and I said, "Y'all got to take me off this machine. I can't do this right now. I can't do this."
Mm-hmm.
So I got off the machine, and that weekend, the manager and everybody calls me, and they were like, "Shane," they said, "Listen, something is going on at this dialysis center." She said, "Not only are they seeing full body apparitions, people are getting touched
Mm-hmm.
and everything." And so we went and did this investigation, and in my dialysis center, you know, it was, you know,
I
But
know that sounds strange, but that's very common because
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
lot of energy converging there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And not only that, but we got there, and then to find out that we have A and B days or whatever. I was like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, then you got Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Well, the guy that comes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday,
Mm-hmm.
he sits in my chair
Mm-hmm.
that I sat down,
Uh-huh.
and he committed suicide. His sister committed suicide. His dad committed suicide. His mom committed suicide. His whole family thing committed suicide. And
So a
and
generational curse is what
and
I
I was picking up. Those feelings. That's why I was gonna have a panic attack.
energy.
So yeah. So we knew that a lot of the energy that he left and things like that had a lot to do with it. There was one time we were on this side and there was nobody in the back of this dialysis unit. Nobody. We all were right up in the front and we were asking questions. And then right then, I mean, me and Angie saw it at the same time. I mean, this shadow came up like this, and I mean, what do you think it was, like 12 feet?
12, 13 feet tall.
Like 12, 13 feet,
Yes.
in there. That place
Absolutely.
was filled with negative energy because like there's a transference of blood. There's all kind of stuff, and then with him committing suicide like that there's just a lot of negativity. So we were actually able to go around and do a proper clearing and cleansing of that whole area. I did every single chair, every single unit, I mean every single thing, and they have not had one single issue since then.
Yeah,
But
that family that you're talking about, that's a generational curse.
oh yeah, but they should have honestly like nipped that a long time, because like the boy watched, he saw his mom commit suicide, saw his dad, one of them committed suicide first, and then out of the depression behind that, the dad or mom did,
Steamrolling.
and then the sister did, and then he did. So I mean, it's like, man, I can't even imagine. No wonder why I was having a panic attack.
Yeah, I mean, residual energy can affect you. I mean, absolutely. Objects hold energy. That spiritual tension stays even if the person's not there.
But I wonder why. Like, I'm just wondering, like, why why it felt like that all of a sudden, because like it's not like I had a feeling when I first got there. I was saying my piece when I got there. They stuck me with a needle or with two needles or whatever in my arm, and I had just closed my eyes like this, the truck, because you got 3.5 hours to sit on that machine.
Maybe you were slipping into the REM state, like a REM sleep,
Maybe.
a light sleep, which in that REM state, you're the most vulnerable. That's when the most spiritual attacks happen, actually, when right before you're falling asleep or right before you're waking up, because you're not in that deep sleep.
Yeah, because they had to take me off. I could not sit there anymore. I couldn't. I mean, my heart rate was going up. They saw it on the machine. They saw my heart rate going. I just know that it just would not have been good for me sitting there, and then to find out, like they could have told me that, like
a lot of people, they don't want to say things out of fear. Fear holds a lot of information back. It can make information go forward, but can also hold it back. And I know you've experienced that before.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Why
am I seeing a bird? Who's got a bird connected to them? It's almost like maybe a Amazon bird, or it's not like a parakeet or anything. It's more like the size of an Amazon or an African gray or something like that. Who had a bird?
We didn't have that bird.
Yeah, we had a bird fly in this house,
No,
and
not that. There was a bird that cost $1,000.
yeah, I don't know. We had a bird fly in this house,
Uh-huh.
like years back, and my cat jumped up in the air and grabbed the bird and killed the bird.
There was
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I saw a bird. Like,
Karen says
Kinda
Aunt
weird.
Kim does.
huh?
Karen, his mom says Aunt Kim does. I'm assuming.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's something that
That's my aunt.
popped in my head. Okay. Yeah, I saw a bird. I just say it if I see it. I just say it just in case.
What is it? What does it mean with the bird?
It's just a connection. Almost like her familiar.
Mhm.
It's just an animal coming through for support because they know we're talking.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
know we're talking.
Yeah. That's yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, I don't think a bird would work too good around here, especially
Oh,
No.
those
no.
cats.
Yeah,
Yeah, God, I'm telling you, we've got like 20 cats in here.
yeah. And you said your aunt had a bird?
I
Did you
think
say
she still
Kim?
does have a bird.
Has a bird? Okay. Kim. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Well-
think she still does have one.
Yeah, I don't question it. I just say it.
Mhm.
I've learned that a long time ago that, and I love birds. So, of course, I'm going to say it.
All right, she says this one's a big green parrot.
Yes. There you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Do
Okay.
you also see animals that have passed?
Occasionally, I was at my fiance's property. His parents have owned that property for a long time, and there's a pet cemetery on that property. I didn't know that at the time, but I'm walking along the edge of their property, going out towards the garage, and I see this little dog. And I just see this flash of this little dog, and I ask her, I was like, who had a little dog out here? It's no longer here, but I saw a little dog, and I described it, and she said she knew exactly what dog it was.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll see flashes of animals. When my dog Basil, he was a 175-pound Great Dane.
Yeah.
Yes, 175-pound mush ball. He was just a baby. He was huge, but he didn't know that he was as big as a horse.
Mhm.
He was my baby. But when he passed away, the day after he passed away, I was looking out past the yard, and I see his shadow laying on the tree line like he's done a million times. I saw him laying down under those trees on that tree line where he'd always lay.
But he wasn't there though.
Huh?
He wasn't there though.
No, he'd already passed.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I just saw him laying there. Like it's like he was showing me, Mom, I'm still here.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I've seen animals on occasion.
Yeah. Yeah, we lost two very important animals to us. One was an emotional support animal for me, and my wife lost a little companion. And we were just wondering if maybe you see them.
If they communicate with me, if they come through with me, sometimes, I don't really control it. They either come through in a flash or they don't.
I got you.
I did see a medium size, what I would call a medium sized dog, but keep in mind I've kept 175-pound Great Dane. So, but I saw a medium size, but it was a dark furred dog, short haired, dark furred dog. Almost, I won't say a Rottweiler.
Oh, yeah, but he's got the same colorings.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's Mamar. That's who we're talking about.
Okay. Well, yeah.
He
Okay.
is the Chihuahua with short black hair, brown and black,
He was killed by an owl,
and he was killed by an owl.
the big bird.
Oh.
Do you know it was
Yeah.
an owl
Well,
for sure? Because I think it was a hawk.
Oh, God.
I didn't get owl. I got hawk.
it could. Well, we don't know for sure. It was at nighttime. It was at nighttime, and we've always opened the door, and we would let them outside because where we live there's nobody around us or nothing. So we don't, and we've let him out a million times, and then 5 minutes later he'll come back. Well, 10-15 minutes came by or whatever, and he never came. And so me and Dylan, our son, started walking down this direction behind us,
Still in the yard.
and he was laid out in the yard.
So you can
And
tell it was by talent.
but you can tell he was by talons.
Yeah, it was
You
a
know, you
hawk.
could see the puncture.
I have no doubt it was a hawk,
Mm.
not an owl.
She
But
wants to know. She wants to know if you think he's got any feelings or anything that he wants us to know.
Well, I mean, I feel nothing but love. I mean, he
Oh, man.
he gave enough. He gave enough of a flash that I could tell you what I saw, so we could connect you. So that's, I mean, animals. That's all they give is love.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I've never seen an animal come through and it be anything negative. We're the ones that are negative.
Yeah,
And
we are. We
animals
are
are
very
such
nice.
sweet spirits. I mean, they're here. They're here. God sent them, and He put them on earth for spiritual support for us. Just like
Mhm.
even plants that we look for. If you get poison ivy, the cure for poison ivy is 3 feet to the right of the poison ivy plant. I mean, God designed everything perfectly, and animals are here to love and support us, and to learn from.
Yeah, exactly. I've got the animal that I had was a white and orange cat.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Murky. He that little cat was everything to me.
Yeah.
And I almost want to get emotional. No, I got to stop.
Oh.
Yeah, because
What did he do with the shoe? There was something with a shoe. Something about a shoe.
he would play tug of war with a rope.
Okay, maybe I'm seeing. I thought it was shoelaces, but I guess maybe a rope.
Yeah,
Was it straggly, like straggly end rope?
yeah.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
that's what I thought. I was seeing shoelaces.
Yeah, no, we've got videos of him where I can throw the rope out and then he'll go grab the end of it, and then he'll go and he'll play tug of war, and I mean, like, he would do that worse than the dogs, and I mean, he just
Yeah,
he,
that's what.
he was just like that.
It was frayed and separated. I thought it was shoelaces. That's why I said, what does he do with the shoe?
I guess.
You'll have to show me a picture of that toy because I want to see it.
Okay. Yeah. And he also had something. We had it was like this little brown piece of. It was like fabric.
Yeah.
It was like the wing of a stuffed animal,
Uh-huh.
but there was no insides to it.
Uh-huh.
It was just the fabric. But
Yeah.
you can take and it was the only thing you can do this with. You could take it and throw it, and he would play fetch
Fetch
with
it.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a dog.
Yeah.
Probably
Just like
better fetcher than a dog, probably.
just like a dog.
Yeah.
DC, we're coming up on the top of the hour. Can you tell everybody where to get a
One
hold of
question,
you?
real quick. One question. Kimmy Court
Okay.
says, do animals leave us signs also, like spirits do. Other
Yes,
spirits.
yes, they do. Yes, they do. They'll knock stuff off counters, and they will send you messages. You know, if they had their cat bowl to the right and they had water, they'll make sure that the water, you're going to slip on it every once in a while. You know, they're going to make sure to remind you that they're still there.
I wonder if our other cats can sense them too.
Oh yes, absolutely. Animals can see those that have passed over. Absolutely. Especially cats.
You know, my wife's always wondered, like, if maybe like the spirit of Mama or Murky or something like that, you know, falls, because we do have a couple animals that have a lot of these same characteristics.
Yes. Yeah.
That they had. And
yeah, I mean, it's their family too. They're all connected. They're family too. It's you know, if you hang out with somebody long enough, you start to look like them. Well, there you go.
Right. Right.
Be careful who you hang out with.
Yeah, I'd be careful too. Don't hang out with no ugly people. Dang, man. If I golly, no, I'm gonna be watching everybody that comes around me. Man. Well, why don't you tell everybody how to get a hold of you?
You can. I'm on Facebook. JC Crowgirl Paranormal. You can get a hold of me through Gwen. You can get a hold of me through Blaine Rohan. Y'all can find me. I ain't hiding.
That's awesome. You've been.
I'll be at a couple of the paranormal events. We got one coming
Good.
up Prize, and we've got.
Are you going to be at the Deep South?
Yes, I'm going to be at the Deep South.
I'll get to meet you.
Can't wait to get a hug. And I'm going to try my best to be at the New Orleans Paranormal.
Oh, that you definitely want to go to that one.
And
you
I'm going to sing.
If
I show up, I'm going to sing. See, I'm a karaoke queen too. So I'll sing a song for y'all if I go, if you're there.
I do Funky Cold Medina.
All right, get down.
Hey, listen, dude. I can break that song down now.
I'm ready.
I've got this gangsterism side to me that comes out that just you have no idea.
I can't wait.
JC, I really appreciate you being on, and you've been an amazing guest. Thank you so much. And I'd like to have you back on, you know, so we can continue this conversation. This is a great conversation. I love conversations like this because I learned so much, you know. But
if any of your viewers, if they're interested in, if they need help, if they need a reading, if there's anything going on in their home or anything that I can help with, make sure that they contact you, and so you can contact me.
Yeah. All right, JC. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay.
Back for just a minute, JC. Me and Shane are going to close it out here.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. See, I told you she was awesome.
Yeah. JC Crowgirl. You guys look her up. She's awesome. I mean, it's been such a neat journey, you know, with looking and seeing how these mediums, you know, because like the gift of discernment's real, you know, and people they're born with gifts. And I think it's better for us to try to understand why they're born with gifts than to judge people with gifts. Exactly. And I want to quit that judgment out, you know, because they don't deserve that. They honestly try to do good work for people. You know, I would never have somebody on this show that came around that put curses on somebody. That cannot happen. I will not have that. But everybody that I've had, if you guys noticed, the past 7 weeks have been different. They've all been different, but they all have their own ways of connecting, not only with us, but with them too. And I think it's a great gift. And Mom, I love you. Thank you guys. Thank everybody for being on here. You guys have been great. And I look forward to seeing you next week. So you guys stay safe, be blessed always, and stay spooky, people.
Good night.